Moments after receiving the keys of Peter, Pope Leo XIV offered a plea that carried across St. Peter's Square. This was no ordinary introduction. It was a call to action from a leader who understands the weight of the moment along with the people he walks with. Even before the white smoke appeared, the man who would become Pope Leo XIV was already revealing the kind of shepherd he intended to be. Only hours prior to his election, Cardinal Robert Prevost stood beneath grey skies in Bologna, delivering a homily during the feast of the Madonna de San Luca. Families stood close together, some lowering umbrellas to hear him speak about Mary, described as a present mother whose love never falters. His words carried weight, expressed with calm sincerity that mirrored the reverence in the air as the image of Mary descended through the streets. That evening, he returned to Rome, stepping onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica as Pope Leo XIV. His first message offered a clear, unflinching appeal. Stop killing the children of mothers. Stop wounding the hearts that bring life into the world. With those words, he brought global attention to human suffering that crosses borders and ideologies. He named Ukraine, the Holy Land, Sudan, as well as Haiti, places where grief meets resilience. Leo is already shaping his papacy around empathy. His message frames this new chapter as a mission grounded in compassion while promoting connection, inviting the Church to follow that same path. Though we must grasp the tone behind his first message. We need to return to where his ministry took shape, far from the halls of the Vatican, deep in the valleys of northern Peru. When Leo speaks of Peru, he speaks with the warmth of someone describing home. His years there shaped his ministry as well as his entire outlook on leadership. As a young missionary, he rode horseback through winding valleys to bring the Eucharist to families in remote communities. He remembers the cool clay floors beneath his boots, the hand-built altars in family homes, the welcoming strength of mothers who offered coffee, conversation, and unwavering hospitality. These moments continue to shape his identity. This part of his life stands out because of its humble depth. It reflects a model of leadership formed through consistency, sincerity, and human connection. Every shared meal, every whispered prayer, and every story exchanged across modest kitchen tables became a foundation of his pastoral approach. In Peru, he embraced a life rooted in closeness, a way of ministering that listens carefully, walks patiently, in order that he may choose proximity over position. That rhythm still moves with him, creating the pulse of his papacy. Even today, Leo describes his time in northern Peru as the heartbeat of his calling. He immersed himself in the life of each village, learning the language, absorbing the customs, and earning trust through steadfast connection. He celebrated Mass beneath thatched roofs, offered both medicine along with each blessings, and journeyed long distances simply to be there when it mattered most. Each act reflected his belief that meaningful leadership begins with being available and attentive. When Pope Leo XIV speaks from the Vatican today, he does so with the voice of someone who has shared the road, stood beside the sick, and seen grace unfold in the smallest places. His foundation remains clear and unwavering. That same meek strength, the kind sculpted by journeying with others, now guides him on a far larger path. As those mountain journeys developed his pastoral instincts, his spiritual path has also long been guided by another companion, Mary. Before the white smoke rose over St. Peter's Square, Leo stood in gentle reflection before an image of Mary, then offered a simple, heartfelt request. Walk with me as you always have. That brief, sincere moment captured the essence of what was to come. It set forth the beginning of a mission built on trust, humility, and deep spiritual companionship. His prayer didn't fade once the bells rang. It became the very spirit of his first message to the world. Rather than outlining programs or promises, Leo chose to begin his papacy by drawing attention to Mary as a presence rather than as a symbol. His relationship with her reflects his view of guidance as a shared journey, built on fellowship and trust. He teaches that true leadership grows from spiritual grounding, while encouraging the Church to welcome that same closeness as a source of peace and strength. The Holy Father's words carried more than formality. They revealed the heart of his vocation. By consecrating his pontificate to Mary, Leo expressed the kind of leadership he embodies, one rooted in relationship, shaped by prayer, while simultaneously being drawn toward the modesty of accompaniment. He leads by listening with intention, while choosing care as his foundation. His devotion to Mary reflects both personal conviction and pastoral vision, offering a model of how the Church can move forward, in order that it may show tenderness, reverence, and enduring trust in grace. In this, he presents a church that draws people in with welcome instead of rule-following, with closeness rather than cold distance. Though his prayer was brief, as it unfolded into action, he began shaping a vision for a church that listens to doctrine as well as people. Leo spoke to the whole church, priests, families, bishops, young people, while placing special focus on the experience of mothers. He honored women whose lives reflect enduring strength, those raising children with devotion, praying faithfully for their safety, embodying unwavering hope through every season of life. His reflections uplifted the vital role they play in sustaining both family and community, recognizing them as a wellspring of faith alongside compassion. Instead of turning toward policy or formality, he chose to center his message on the heart. He highlighted families continuing to live with courage while facing conflict, illness, and distance, bringing their stories into the light with care and reverence. His invitation to the church was clear: remain present, respond with gentleness, and accompany one another through the slow, sacred work of healing. This kind of leadership values staying power, honoring each person's story without rushing ahead. Leo's vision offers a steady path forward. It welcomes a church made in kindness because of those willing to share the road with their neighbor. By affirming the strength of mothers, he reminded the world that love in its most faithful form is what continues to hold the church together. Listening for Leo is only the beginning. What follows is the transformation. He reflected on his years in northern Peru, where his ministry often brought him into homes made of clay and hope. In these spaces, he witnessed a faith that thrived without spotlight, prayers whispered over cooking fires, neighbors caring for one another without prompting, and elders who carried the church within their hearts. These encounters shaped his views of what holiness truly looks like: consistent, charitable, and deeply rooted in daily life. He invited the church to reflect that same spirit, to mirror the constancy of Mary, to serve with grace, while staying near in the moments that ask for lowliness. His vision lifts up the sacredness found in daily devotion: meals prepared with care, small acts of kindness offered freely, and prayers spoken with trust. These are the gestures that create lasting change, not through grandeur, but through connection. This is the space where the church grows strongest, where love is practiced in ordinary ways, and where every faithful action becomes a light in someone's darkness. Through benevolence, Pope Leo calls the church not to await miracles, rather to live as one. With that spirit of humble blossoming, Pope Leo's path forward begins to take shape. Leo began with tenderness and intention. His first steps reflected a desire to serve with humility while inviting others into a shared life of faith, honesty, patience, and grace. He welcomed prayers to steady him in this new role, while expressing his commitment to journey alongside the faithful, drawing strength from the unity that holds the church together across cultures and generations. Now that we listen, what does the Holy Father ask of us? To arrive with open hearts, to practice mercy daily, to nurture hope through consistent action, to create moments of stillness, to offer kindness without hesitation, welcoming Mary as a constant companion whose closeness brings peace and direction. This, he believes, is how the church grows stronger,